You can tell I am not all here tonight.
Oh, I'm not either. Normally I'd start the stream like 2 minutes early, but yeah, it's like, oh, 10:30. Oh, wow. Over here just admiring my $10 E3D hot end. Well, knock off the E3D hot end. uh,
Yeah, we've already got JT. JT's just waiting to scream at us in the chat, and Rick's all like, "And waiting some more."
How
Hey,
you doing, JT? How you doing, Rick? Thank you for joining.
don't worry, Jimmy would have been 5 minutes later if I wasn't ranting about some filament that I got, and then I'm all like, "Oh, and it's 10:30 right now. Oh, shoot. Oh, wait. Oh, going live. Oh, good, thanks. I would have been so much later."
JT says, hello, I don't scream.
He says it in all caps, which is the internet version of screaming.
Nathan Allen, thank you for joining. We got TK in the house. How you doing?
Rick seems a little bit punchy at you tonight, Jimmy. What did you do? What did
I
you do?
know. I done something bad. Sorry, Rick.
He was probably sitting there with his atomic clock going, "Yep, Jimmy's late. Oh, Jimmy's late. Up. Cranky time."
Hey, Mitchell, thank you for joining. Yeah, I went to the doctor yesterday. I started losing my voice again, so they ended up giving me a shot and more antibiotics.
Oh man, that
I've
just
had I had the main flu, then I had another like a 24-hour flu, got over all those, and then I had a cold a couple weeks ago. And ever since then, my voice just been messed up.
that sucks.
Well, you want to jump into it?
Yeah, might as well. This is going to turn into a really fun chat really quickly.
Okay. There's only two things in life here in America that's referred to by kilos. One of them I can show on online. The other one I'm not supposed to. Oh man. One of the things whenever I first got into 3D printing was when I started looking up filament, everything was by kilo, which made me giggle right off the bat because it's like there's only one other thing in this country that's referred to by a kilo, and you don't even have to call it out by name because when you say a kilo, you know what it means.
Yeah, I was going to say, and then I drove to the other side of town and I got this white brick of stuff that cost a lot of money. And here you, oh, whoops, can't show that on camera.
So my question is, why is it that us as Americans refer to a kilo as being cocaine whenever it's a measurement of weight? But honestly, that's what everybody, for the most part, when you say kilo, that's the first thing that pops in your mind.
Oh, I know. Sorry, I'm jumping on Google really fast. Just this, okay. This will answer everything. According to people, yeah, that doesn't answer it.
Okay. Now we're going to start out this whole stream by saying this. We do not condone the use of drugs. We do not use drugs ourselves. We're mainly doing this as a tongue-in-cheek type thing because honestly, it's just funny. It's more of a joke.
Yeah,
so
and
if there's any children watching, we're not condoning the use of anything. We're just saying.
This is not turning into an episode of Drugs Inc. on Nat Geo, which is an interesting show. Although we'll put in some interesting stuff about pounds and kilos later that makes filament buying a bit fun, you know.
And see, and Wellbot's got it. Yeah, and weed is measured in ounces and pounds. Exactly.
Okay, so this is, I'm trying to actually figure that out right now, why the heck it is that way.
I think what it is, and this is just a complete shot in the dark. They do that to make it sound more like it's more than it really is. Because here in America, when you say a kilo, you instantly think 1,000. You don't really consider 1,000 what? 1,000 grams.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, it's like the weird thing is usually weed and other lower class drugs are classified in pounds, and then cocaine, it's always like, yeah, we busted 1 kilo of coke, and everybody's like, woo!
That's a huge amount. Oh my goodness. Yeah. 2.2 pounds.
But because I think it's partly just because in movies and TV shows and everything like that, they always associate kilos with the stronger stuff and pounds with the lesser stuff. I think just by just hearing that for years and years and years. I think the other thing is most harder drugs like cocaine are imported from metric countries. So you're going to order it in metric. Hence why I think they also do it in metric. So that way people over there aren't going, how many kilos is that? You busted 6 point what pounds?
Yeah.
You know, I think it's partly for that as well. But yeah, you get where I'm going.
Let's see what's going on in the chat here. I saw it moving pretty good there. Quick hi and bye from the Netherlands. 3D print creator, thank you for joining. Let's see. Military say click for kilometer. That's true. Because a kilo of coke costs more than a kilo of weed.
Any genius could tell you that one, just saying. I've watched enough documentaries.
Depends on the quality.
You've been hanging out with your sketchy buddy at work a little too much lately, Jimmy, doing some
gotta watch out for that Arm & Hammer baking soda. Oh goodness, this is gonna be so demonetized so quickly.
We're either gonna get like 50,000 stoners in the chat in about 5 minutes, or we're gonna get like nobody. He's gonna be like, okay, this stream's just way too awkward. We're just like leaving right now. We don't want to be associated with this crap.
Well, but you guys actually use the imperial system, those, so it's not too much of a stretch to think you'd use ounces, pounds. We only use metric here. Even here, wheat is ounces and pounds. Well, that's kind of funny.
I give up.
So it's not just a U.S. thing. It's worldwide. Certain things are classified by just a weird amount of weight. That's a good point. So over there, wheat is by pounds and ounces. And here, coke is by kilos.
My brain hurts. I'm now going to be doing a J.
And PLA filament. Oh my goodness. You all right?
Yeah, no, I'm just doing some research for Rick.
Uh-oh.
Oops, White Tiger's just made a good point. America likes to be different. Hence why we call soccer what everybody else calls football, and why everybody else calls the fruit bleh, we call it a pineapple. Yeah, I can't pronounce that. Yeah, we're weird. My brain is not working tonight. And I promise I was not down in the Haight Ashbury doing research earlier. I promise I was sleeping.
Oh, goodness. Anyway, what brought me out to the subject is because every time I've ever looked at filament, it's always advertised as a kilo. And so that's just one of those things that's right off the bat when I started messing with 3D printing, I'm like, that's an odd way for them to sell that. And then I'm like, how much is a kilo anyway? Oh, it's only 2.2 pounds. Then I'm like, all this time, I always thought a kilo of Coke was like way more than that.
No, the one thing that I was going to say that makes it fun when you're buying filament, and this is something I was just mentioning to Jimmy, ironically, right before the stream started, is it's like in the case of filament, I bought myself a roll of, yeah, I'm going to call it giving me some teething problems. I'm not sure why. Matter Hackers Build Series PETG. I just got it in. I just started printing with it, so I'm not going to give like a yay or nay on it right away, but it is being a little bit of a problem child as far as PETG goes. But the point is, I was able to pick up a 1 kilogram spool for $34. But if I wanted to buy a 1 pound or just about half a kilogram spool of Tallman, it would cost me about the same. So that makes it really, really tricky when you're doing buying filament. You got to be really careful with that, because you could very easily buy a pound of filament thinking you're getting a kilo, and then you get the spool and you're like, crap, that's not as much filament as I thought. Or it seems like a decent deal until you look at it and you go, oh shoot, it's only a pound. And believe me, pound spools are really tiny. I think I might actually have one hiding in my drying bin to give you guys an idea.
What's that company? Is it M3D that keeps on advertising on Facebook that they sell by the length, not the pound?
Yeah.
Was it like 1,000? Is it 1,000 feet or 1,000 yards or something like that? I forget which.
I forget. Personally, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Because everything does it by weight. Slicers do it by weight. They'll do it by length, but by weight's the more common one. So this is not a full spool, obviously, of nylon, but this is a kilo spool size of nylon. This is a pound spool size of nylon. Note the width difference.
Yep.
Yeah, this one's going to usually give you more than this one, just saying.
Right.
But to give you guys an idea, because how much you're getting plays a role. I mean, let me do the math here for all the people who are not in the US, but 1 pound is 454 grams, so it's just shy of half a kilo.
Half a kilo. I don't know why. It's just when you say kilo, it just.
I know. You live in.
Mine goes instantly there.
What can we say?
Dehydrated Coke. What's this? Rick wants to boycott Google?
Where did he now?
Well, we stayed on topic for a little while.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, it's official. As of Sunday, I'm in. Yeah. Part of me is really happy. Part of me is like really, really worried.
at lunch on Sunday, Jimmy was, I'm not going to go into the details, but let's just say poor Jimmy was like excited, but also like super nervous, and completely understandably so. But I honestly, I think me personally and everybody in the chat wishes you the best in this. And given what you were telling us over at lunch, I think you got a good game plan. It might not be the most popular, but you gotta just go in there and be like, okay, new management, we're actually going to do stuff here.
Yeah, there's a lot of cleaning, a lot of fixing to be done. So we'll just have to take it one day at a time, and I'm going to be spending a lot of hours there. But the thing is at least it's one job for me to concentrate on. It's not going to be one of those things where I'm split between two jobs like I've been for the last 16 years. So it's going to be a huge difference. And this week, it's kind of getting to me a little bit because I'm going out and trying to finish the jobs that I need to get finished up before kind of folding up that part of it. But I mean, it's time. I gotta do something.
No, yeah, you've done a lot, and like you said in the video, crawling through frozen mud in a 28-degree morning to sandblast some stupid water pipe that's just going to go dripping on you. And then as you sandblast it some more, it's just going to start spraying freezing cold water on you. You can only do that for so long before you're just like, I quit. I'm done.
Well, that's the reason. Well, that's part of the reason why I'm always seem like I'm always sick during the wintertime is because I'm out there doing that kind of stuff. And so I think that my health wise, it'll probably be better off in the long run as well.
Everybody's talking about grains and pounds and kilos in chat. It's going great over there. For those who don't know, grains is usually a measure of explosive powder in like firearms and things like that. Although I think it is sometimes used for really small weights in like jewelry and stuff.
Yeah, I remember back when I used to have one of those little it was the little lead ball cannons. And I think it was like 40 grains of black powder you'd use to fire it off.
That is pretty fun.
Yeah, I love that little cannon. Used to take it out in the backyard and shoot it.
You can't do today.
Nope, can't do that no more. It's like a 50 caliber ball that shot.
Jeez. That would put a hole in the neighbor's fence.
Actually, it didn't go through the fence board. That was the funny part. It just bounced off of it. Of course, also had it back. It was probably back about 150 feet from it.
That would help. And also, black powder is a really low velocity, all things considered, propellant. Yeah. I mean, not to say that it isn't dangerous, but the grand scheme of things, it's pretty slow stuff.
Like Nathan Allen says, 40 grains isn't that much. That's true. We kept it down pretty low.
Rick's already freaking out. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of powder, Jimmy. It was 50 caliber cannon though. So that's a half-inch ball. That's gonna take a little bit to get going out of the barrel.
Yeah. I think the maximum you could go was 80. I think is what the maximum amount was, but we never went maximum amount on it.
Yeah, that sounds more like let's go to the Mojave Desert and fire it off.
Yeah.
And run the opposite way with a really long fuse just in case.
So how you been doing this week?
Hanging in there. It has been a heck of a roller coaster. I mean, don't know if Lucky 13 Vinyls in the chat, but thank you again, dude, for the ridiculous amount of filament that you gave me. That was awesome. I totally forgot how much stuff it was. So he pops up in his trunk and he's like handing me one bag, goes to hand me another, and just like rips. And I'm like, holy crap, that's a lot of filament. Thanks, dude.
He loaded you up, man.
Like I said in the tweet, I mean, honestly, unless I like really need something specific, you know.
Well, Robot, this is going to turn into a Mardi Gras soon. All talk about drugs and balls.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm so glad we are not hosting this on my channel tonight.
Oh, man. Hey, we've been talking about all this serious stuff for too long. It's time to have some fun.
Oh, yeah. And I do genuinely feel bad if I was a bit punchy last week on the stream, but let's just say that I was just fed up with people and all the stupid junk they were fighting over. I'm just like,
your Aunt Irma. Oh my God, what am I going to do?
Oh man, we need to get together more often.
Oh man.
No, but yeah, it's no, things for me have been somewhat crazy. In short, I've got, let's see, next week I have a physics test, a math test. I've got my mom flying in. And the week after that, I'm driving another big old truck of stuff down to Southern California. Then I'm going to be down there for a little model train, for a full-size train event. And then hopefully, if I can sneak off to the really good French dip joint. Hint, hint. Person in chat. Hint, hint. If you want to go. Hint, hint. And then I fly home to a lonely house and back to life as normal, prepping for Maker Faire, of which I've been cranking up the production of things for Maker Faire like up to 11, ordering stuff last minute and you know.
So, what day are you driving down?
I'm driving down the. Let me double check. I don't say the wrong time. 27th.
On a Friday.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
All right.
Maybe we can meet up at Nana's or something.
That'd be fun. All depends upon what time we roll out, though.
Yeah.
Because I really don't know what time that's going to be.
It all depends on how things work out at my job too. Because about that time, I'm not sure if I'm going to be here or over in Modesto or in Chicago or what's going to be happening.
Yeah, that's fair. And honestly, I have predictions of us getting on the road by like 2:00 again. Like, rolling by your exit, like, "What's up, Jimmy?" And then rolling by Sears, like, "Good luck."
Need a tire.
Hey, Jimmy, can you hook me up with the free oil change for training? Hand.
No. You pay double price, same as everyone else.
Oh, that was great. No, so one of the Maker Faire projects that I'm working on, this is a prototype. This was done in some red Filaflex that is in the massive pile of stuff that Curtis gave me. So this one's not perfect, but this is my nicer Tascam holder because, I had to totally one up Jimmy and his Tascam holder, which he's totally sitting there just like pouting about.
So when are you going to move that hole over a little bit?
I already did that in the model. I told you this one wasn't the final one.
Okay.
Let's see what nice features it has so the hater right here can hate some more.
Okay. Let's see those features.
Okay, hater. So here's... No, I'm just kidding. Jimmy at lunch, and he's all like, "Oh, that's great. What are you trying to do? Like, take away my market share?" I'm like, "I am." No, so what I decided to do is it's got the opening right here. So you got access to all your wonderful buttons. This button's been moved over. You got your power, your stop, your record, your screen. Then what I did differently than his is I liked the clip-on fact, but I also found it kind of unnerving. I went to like lean over or squat. I kind of have the thing going and popping out of my belt, so I didn't like that. So I decided to make it with one that a belt can go through, so it's permanently locked in there. And you can still pull the holder, the Tascam in and out if you need to. Then I also added a USB opening on the side, so you could quite literally walk up to your laptop and plug it in, or you could just keep everything inside the holder. Then it's got the headphone jack on the side, which has also been moved. And I've designed one where it does have a clamping system on the top, so you can use like a rubber band or an O-ring. But I just decided not to print it because the Filaflex is ridiculously soft, and I knew that there's no way that it would physically work. But this has been designed to be printed up in a semi-flexible filament. So I got some NGen Flex on order from Matter Hackers. It's due in Wednesday. The Filaflex is really nice, but I knew it was going to be floppy, and the whole thing is just a little too floppy for my liking. But it proved the point that I can print ridiculously soft flex on the Ultimaker, which is really nice. So that's one of the projects I'm working on. I've also designed a better back for my LCD monitor. I'm going to be reprinting my GoPro rig in PETG, so it's a bit tougher in terms of heat resistance. working on like too many ETG as well, so I can set up my microphone and or my camera for time lapses and stuff. Also got some squishy little Ninja Flex feet going on for the camera rig, so that way it's non-stick. Yeah, this year, because I have a wonderful camera assistant who's hiding in chat, I've decided that I'm going to totally up my filming game at Maker Faire. So
The beautiful and talented Tigress 18.
thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. On that bombshell, good night. I'm just kidding. No,
that's cool. That's going to be cool that you're going to have somebody to help you out with the film in that way. And
oh yeah, and also
really help out a lot.
Also, just mentally having somebody there that knows when I'm getting stressed out or all that stuff, because it is overwhelming at Maker Faire, and especially for somebody like me who doesn't handle crowds very well. It's just like, I mean, because there's so much cool stuff to film there, but my problem is by the time I've seen everything and then decide to go film it, I'm always like, oh yeah, stress level's at 11. Do I really want to film? No, I don't. I just want to go home now. And then I go home and then I'm all cranky because I didn't film something or I missed something. So yeah.
So have you heard who all's coming this time? Has anybody actually come out and said they're coming? Or
let's see. I know that I'm going. I know Danielle's going. I know you're going. I know Beth's going. I know BuildTak's going to be there because they're always there. PrinterBot's probably going to be there. But in all honesty, nobody's like, Keg from Matter Hackers has said that he might come out, but he's not fully sure if he will or not.
Really?
Yeah, that's key. His phone kept auto-correcting himself to Keg, so I told him, like, can I jokingly call you Keg in an interview? He's like, yes. Like, can I do a Turkey CDF interview? And I can be like, and this is Keg? He'll be like, yes, this is Keg from Matter Hackers. He's not 100% sure if he's going to be going out there because Protopasta. Why do I keep associating with the wrong company? Keith from Protopasta.
Protopasta, there you go.
Thank you. Can you tell it's late? My brain's not working. No, he was saying that he might go independently, but he's not 100% sure because there's so many other things that Protopasta doesn't have like an official person going out there, and also because they said it was like 15 grand to get a booth. They're just like, no can do.
Yeah.
Which is why usually Alex would just be like floating around handing out cards and stuff, which was fair. But I mean, 15 grand for a booth because you're a company.
That's ridiculous. It's just too much.
No, I mean, if it was even 5G, that's still a lot. But that explains why usually BuildTak has like Polymaker teamed up with their booth, because then at least they can split the price. And BuildTak's got like this narrow little booth. Like, we're talking, it is like about as tiny as you can humanly get. And I'm just staring at that thing going, man, good thing they're selling a boatload of stuff over there, because 15 grand is a lot. But then again, I can thank BuildTak booth eons ago for getting me hooked on their product. You're welcome.
How much did Joel say that Matter Hackers booth was last year?
I don't know, but if I'm going to do the math proportionally in my head, that booth looked like it was at least 3 regular booth spaces. And granted, they don't offer you a discount for a bigger booth. I'm assuming they don't, because they actually probably want companies to stay small, so somebody just doesn't buy up a whole row and eat up a bunch of space. I would easily assume that was close to a $50,000 booth.
I want to say he said it's 25,000. I want to say it was 25,000 that he said it cost. Which, man,
whoever's math is correct or not, 15 G's is bad. 30 is just like beyond ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's personally speaking, though.
And what was awesome last year is they had that big booth for everybody to meet up at. But I don't even know if they're going to be having one this year.
I mean, honestly, I'm going to be curious to see who's even at Maker Faire this year, companies wise. I think Mark from Theopoly said he's going to be there, which would be cool.
Really?
Yeah, he's like 99% sure he's going to be there. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Sorry, brain's going dead again. No, the yeah, too much on my mind. No, the thing is, it's going to be interesting, honestly, to see who's going to be there, knowing how expensive a booth is now. You're walking by a booth going, man, is that 20 or 30 G's right there? Dang.
I know.
I mean, I'll put it this way. I'll ask around at the booths with people I know and be like, just out of curiosity, my friends were wondering, how much is a booth of this size? Because we're trying to get an idea, just of like what companies are spending to be here. And maybe if I can get enough hard data from people that I know, not that I'm going to say, and then this company spent this much. I'm going to keep it anonymous how much everybody spent. But just to give an idea of this average size booth cost a company this much money to be here, plus they had to be here these days, plus setup time, to give people an idea of why there's really not a lot of 3D printer companies at maker fairs, because it is so expensive, which is a shame. And
if you look at how much it costs for Matter Hackers to have that booth, just think how much Ono paid.
Yeah, which then makes you wonder, where the heck are they getting all that money from? Although I will say it's going to be interesting, being that like a year and a half later they finally got through UL testing. Friend of mine who's in the train club that I'm in bought one, and he goes, there's a chance they're going to be printing. I'm like, if they are, I want to see it in person. Like, I want to see them have the machine where, you have those tamper-proof seals that you can put on something. So there is no question whatsoever. They can, have a photo with the serial number of the seal on the printer. And then when they're done, seal off, it'll say void and show what's inside. Because that would be the ultimate way to gain people's trust that this product really does work, is put a tamper-proof seal on there, have a photo with a timestamp saying at this time, we put it in here, we had it sealed, and then pull it out later and show what it was. I mean, that would be the ultimate way to get everybody, including me, who's a little bit skeptical, going, okay, it actually does something.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion, guys, if you're watching, not trying to say your product does or does not work, but for the people who are highly skeptical, it would really, really help boost people's confidence.
Looks like TK is taking off. Thank you for joining, TK.
For a good buddy, Mr. Carroll Science, who my dad says should be like the surrogate host of the show when either of us gets sick, and wonders if you're a science teacher as well, said, if you were to make your own booth, what would you guys feature?
You mean as far as printers?
I think it just means like if we were to have a booth, either us by ourselves or both of us together in one booth. How about we first start off with just by ourselves? What would our booth be?
I honestly don't know.
I mean, honestly, if I had a booth there, I mean, it sounds terrible, but I do flagrant self-promotion. Yes, with the GoPro rig.
He'd be selling the
Yeah, I'd be selling the giant maker coins. Do I have it up here? Can't remember if I do or not. Yeah, I got the unpainted one. Here we go. I'm actually debating. This would be really cool. Tell me what you guys think in the chat. But I'm thinking, yeah, Jimmy just froze up. Here's what if you guys can still hear me, because Jimmy froze up on us. I'm actually debating painting up and signing this coin right here, and the very first person who finds me at Maker Faire gets it, and like comes up to me and says, "Can I have your giant Maker coin?"
There we go.
He totally froze up on us.
Yeah, it did. Was it just you, or was it me too? I know mine it's just reconnected, but did yours reconnect?
No, mine stayed connected the whole time.
Huh. Somehow I got disconnected.
Huh.
That was weird. I'm checking all my settings, everything. I had everything paused. I don't understand that one. Luckily, it reconnected real fast.
So let's see. Going back to the whole booth thing, we're getting feedback.
Really?
Yeah. Try closing out the other window if you can. The old one.
Let's see. Okay, ejected myself.
That just sounds so wrong. I just ejected myself out of the stream. So before things
between the Coke, the balls, and ejecting myself.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so back on the whole booth thing before we get too off topic. Danielle's saying GoPro rigs. She's like, that's what I would think you would do, Calvin. And I would totally have my GoPro rigs. I'd have my train stuff. I'd have my YouTube channel stuff. That's what I would have if I had my own personal booth. Just saying.
Rick says, better check your door. The disconnect was because of the kilo talk.
They screwed up putting a tap on your internet.
Oh, man.
So Mr. Carroll Science was saying, we keep mentioning Calvin Witt, Rep Rap, Maker Faire, but if you had your own booth there, what would you do? I would show off the Thingomatic, the Trinus, which is probably going to become a CNC machine, the Ultimaker, the Moai, my CNC mill if I had the space. Pretty much just show off the equipment that I work with. If it was like a Rep Rap Fest thing and I had the space.
If I had the space, I'd take the Tivo Tarantula, the D200, and the Meat Creator 2.
That would be sick. So this was the idea that I was running by everybody, and then we had the techie issue. So I have another Make It With Calvin coin that has not been painted yet. I am debating taking this, painting it up, and weathering it like my other coins, and bringing it with me to Maker Faire. And the first person who finds me takes a selfie of me with this thing, or no, what was I saying? First person who finds me and asks if they can have the Maker coin, gets it, signed by me, plus like some other swag. What do you guys say? Like, I sound like on something. I'm seriously, my brain is not working tonight.
Okay, Calvin. No. You do realize this was just a joke stream. You know, there wasn't supposed to be any true.
Much better. Oh, now I'm back. Now I'm back to normal. Don't do drugs, kids. That was fake.
Was it a full kilo?
If somebody did a full kilo, they would be dead well before they hit the kilo mark.
White Tiger's 18 Snicker kilo.
Hey, does rum chata come in kilos or does it come in like liters?
Kiloliter. By the way, don't worry, it's just V8.
So Rick's asking which gate will we be entering by. The back gate at Timbuktu that they force everybody who has a press pass to go in through, which is really irritating, especially for somebody like me who has bad knees. If they get back to me, I'm going to ask them if I can just pick up my pass at the main gate and explain to them I have bad knees and I really try and limit my walking at Maker Faire. Is that possible?
Yeah, the gate that we went in last year was the one where they had that bug-looking thing that was blowing fire out of it. Remember that?
Yeah, because the way it works is if you guys take the bus or you just park there, there's a main entrance gate where the buses drop you off, and like this long line of people get in. Then the thing is, I went to ask them, like, where do you go to get a press pass? And like, oh, you got to go down there to the alternate interest. And I'm like, what? The advantage was there was no line. The drawback was I had to literally walk the whole length of the Maker Faire, which is a good, like, what, half mile at least?
Yeah.
Hike all by myself in areas where there's absolutely no sidewalk because there's like crowds of people and it's blocked off and stuff. So I'm like trudging along on like the curb. I'm not going to get yelled at by some traffic cop or something. Finally get down there, and then it was just like, oh, this is what I get the press pass? You mean you got to come back here tomorrow to check in again? I'm not dissing having the press pass. I'm just saying that it's a little bit frustrating that they have to send you to some far and obscure entryway to get it. You know, that's all.
Yeah. I haven't even got an email back from them yet saying that that's been approved or not approved.
Either that. I mean, I'll put it this way. Considering that I had probably hovering around 400 to 500 subs last year, and they cleared me to get a press pass, and now I'm over 2K, of which I still need to. Dang it! I still need to work on
Just had to throw the K in there, didn't you? Kilo.
Yeah, now that I'm over 2 kilo subscribers, you know. No, now that I've got a bigger subscriber base, I really don't see why they'd have any problems. And I even told them I'm going to have an assistant with me, and I filed another press pass application for Danielle as well. So I really don't see any problems. I told them if you guys have any problems, please contact me and I'll, get it cleared. But I really don't see any problems. I mean, there's people with like way tiny channels that were there that got under it. So
yeah, last year I was what at that time? It was like 500 or something like that, and they got in no problem.
Yeah, because remember we had the hilarious thing when we were doing the dork interview about YouTube clout.
Yeah.
With his G-Tech printers and stuff, and I'm all like, yeah, so Jimmy's got all this YouTube. What YouTube clout? I haven't gotten anything for free. Oh, I did get that thing for free. From Build Tech. See, you have YouTube clout. That was awesome. Of which we totally have to do another Darky C dub interview, but I got some ideas in mind that's going to make it better than last year. Just because C dub was like, we can partly thank Daniel and Ray for that really great, really hilarious roasting our camera equipment in the sun interview.
It was all Daniel's fault. Daniel's the one that set it all up.
That was great. He's all like, Calvin, you gotta totally interview Jimmy. Hey Jimmy, you gotta interview Calvin. So I was like, okay, if we're gonna do this, we totally have to make a gag interview and send it to Daniel and Ray and tell them this is the official one, which never happened. But it was still really funny to pull it off because it was ad-libbed. And I remember showing it to Danielle and telling her about the story, and she goes, oh my gosh, seriously, Jimmy didn't like break character doing it? I'm like, I don't know how he did it, but somehow he did not just like roll down the hill just laughing his head off the whole time I'm doing it. He's all like, well, you heard it from he does himself here. Tights. How do you manage to just not lose it, considering that you pretty much laugh at like anything that we do on the show? It was incredible, but it was hilarious.
Oh man.
I still love your ending where he's like, you heard it from C-Dub himself? There's tons of tight stuff here at Maker Faire.
Tons of tight stuff.
I don't know why I kept saying, I think I was so nervous and so just mentally fried. I think the reason why I kept saying tight stuff is that's like the only stupid line that kept coming to mind. So I'm just like, I'm just going to keep saying that there's tight stuff here just because that's all that comes to mind. And I'm just like, but he's going to think I'm like some weirdo or something. And I'm all like, tight stuff, there's like tight stuff everywhere.
Tight.
There's kilos of tight stuff here, dude. If the kilos joke keeps going, I might just have to drop in a video. Just be like, there is just kilos of tight stuff here, people. So we're gonna go check out how many kilos of tight stuff.
Kilos for days. Kilos for days.
How many kilos are in this? We're totally gonna break the stereotype of kilos being with drugs. We're just gonna make it with like Calvin acting like a complete idiot.
Or it's going to be proven because I'll just take a replay you.
And next week on the Calvin and Jimmy show, I'm gonna pee into a cup live on camera and do a drug test live on camera to prove them clean. I just won't show the peeing in the cup part. Oh, this is
JT, that's why it's tight, because kilos are so big.
This was last year before we. Let me go dig up the video so I can send the link out to everybody. If you guys haven't seen it, it's way far back.
Thanks for joining, Rick. I appreciate it.
Have a good one, Rick. You know, don't do drugs.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Drugs
are bad, okay?
All right, this is marijuana. Hey, Tweaker, do you have the marijuana I was passing around? Does anybody know where the marijuana? Tweaker, do you have the marijuana? All right, don't do drugs. All right, drugs is bad, you know. Don't do drugs.
Okay.
And then he like what goes out and goes on like some just like total like binge on stuff. It's so bad.
You need some clear liquids, man.
His head turns into a balloon. Oh, it's so bad.
Marijuana is bad, okay? Okay? Okay.
I think we're scaring Rick off. Sorry, Rick. Hope you still like us at the end of the stream. Sorry, Mr. Carroll Science. This whole disaster of a stream is courtesy of Jimmy.
Just throwing it hell. Oh, goodness. Well, you want to go ahead and call it?
Yeah.
We're going downhill quick.
It's all your fault.
It is. So next week, we don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know if we're going to be sitting in a jail cell or we're still going to be here, but hopefully we will be.
Oh, we'll be here. I think we're probably going to be streaming earlier next week because if I have to make the drive, I think I need to make the following morning. I'm going to have to get up at about 4:45 in the morning in order to do it. So I can't be streaming at 10:30. You want to shoot for like an 8 o'clock stream or something?
Yeah, we can totally do an 8 o'clock stream.
Okay. I just didn't know what time you got out of class.
I get home by about 3 unless I run errands.
Okay.
So, you know. Next week's stream, I think I'll be huffing pure oxygen according to what Danielle's saying I should do.
What's that?
She's saying break out the O2 masks, and I'm all like, oh, I'll just grab my O2 bottle from the garage for my oxy rig.
Oh, God.
I'll just 3D print a face mask and just be here like, it feels so good. Am I getting oxygen poisoning? I probably am, but I don't care because I can't think. Don't do pure oxygen, kids. It can actually kill you.
Next week, you'll rule the world and use metric.
Hopefully by next week, I'll have figured out how to get my PETG to print right.
That's the other thing, too. When it comes to designing prints, switching over to metric was just one of the hardest things I ever did.
Honestly, I design all my stuff in inches, then I use Simplified 3D to scale it. I'm sorry, but
Sacrilege. You should be ashamed of yourself. You cannot model something except it being in millimeters.
I don't care what you're saying, hater. I designed this thing in inches, okay? Suck it. And I did it in like Spanish flex filament too.
Spoken like a true American. Say it, America.
I need to make this thing red, white, and blue because, you know, America. But until then, I got it in red, you know, because America. Maybe I should have gotten the red Tascam and then made it a white holder and then worn a blue belt and been all like, America around my belt.
America!
Eventually, nobody's going to want to talk to us at Maker Fair after this stream. They're going to see me and just like start running the other way. Hey, JT, you know what? My calipers, they're amazing. They go from something called inches, and then I push this button, and then they go to millimeters, and then they go back to inches. So I can do conversions. I use them in American mode because America.
Oh, God.
It's all Jimmy's fault. He started it all.
So next week's stream on my channel, Mr. Carroll Science says.
We're gonna mix potassium with water and see what happens. That'd make a fun stream.
Oh God, no.
I'm down. I'm down. Oh, wait, I can do a king of random, and I can like just boil up some salt, and I can like stick perfectly good bones in it, and then have me just sitting there like, I'm not even gonna watch that. I'm sorry. Nope. Nope. Nope.
You know what? With all the stuff that YouTube is like trying to take off of the air, there some of the stuff that they are doing now is like, okay, this is going too far. There has got to be a point where YouTube's going to say, okay, we're done.
I mean, and when I say this, I am not saying this to sound like I'm wishing bad on anybody, but somebody made a really funny comment when they saw that the King of Random guy was going to be speaking at Maker Faire. They're like, oh, so is he going to be talking about why, you know, blowing up, like, why playing with illegal explosives is illegal? And I'm like, oh, dude. Totally said what I was thinking. So I just commented ditto, ... And believe me, I don't want to sound like I'm wishing the guy gets locked up for a long time for what he did. But at the same time, I feel like he should be a little more cautious with what he does. I'm just saying. But let's just say that I don't know what's going on with him and that whole thing, and he probably can't comment on it because it's probably an ongoing investigation. But let's just say the way that he's acting on his channel sure doesn't seem like he's learned anything from his brush with the law.
That's the thing, though. He's not acting anything on the channel. He's having this other guy do it.
I know.
That's what's really kind of odd about the whole thing.
He like all he does is he comes in at the end and just says like that really weird, like 2-minute long rambling thing where I'm like, am I joining a cult or something? This is just signing off.
Mr. Girl, sorry, you mean the giant fireballs in your backyard aren't good enough? Aren't good?
Yeah, okay, so Nathan Allen and others who don't know, Grant, aka the King of Random on YouTube, actually had an accident happen a couple of months ago. If you type his name into Google, it'll probably fire up 1,000 things. But in short, the guy had an accident in his backyard involving an explosive powder. And I guess the fire department, like a mile and a half away, actually heard the explosion go off before they got the 911 call about it. So they knew something was up. And then they get over there, and he pretty much like waves, according to, I'm no lawyer, but from what I read in the article, he pretty much waived his Fifth Amendment rights as far as I'm concerned by saying, oh yeah, I had some, you know, fireworks powder that I pulled out of some fireworks that are sitting here in the corner that went off. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, seriously? You couldn't have just said we had an accident and left it at that? You had to like pretty much like spoil any chances of like pleading ignorance or anything by just saying what you did. You know, I'm just like, okay, you do you, but I don't know. Let's just
say, part was whenever he said the reason why he was doing it is because I have a YouTube channel.
I'm just like, oh, seriously? You're pulling a other dude on us? Oh, shoot.
Don't you know YouTube, whenever they read that, just cringed a little?
I mean, I'll admit, I've done slightly risky things for the sake of videos, like going out into the ocean in ridiculously cold weather to film. That was not very smart, but also at the same time, I had somebody with me who knew how to swim very well. We had a backup plan in mind. We also didn't go out any farther than we felt safe. I went out no more than about 30 feet, to the point where I knew that even if I got stuck, I could swim to the point where the waves would push me in. I wasn't like swimming out 3 miles from shore. So. But
Well,
yeah,
we're losing viewers like I'm losing ad revenues on this stream, so we might as well call it.
yeah, you're just cranky because Danielle just left the chat.
she bounced. Thank you very much for joining, Danielle. I think Mr. Carol Science dropped out too, so we'll go ahead and call it. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you for joining in the chat. Next week, we'll figure out what we're going to talk about. We're going to aim for about 8 p.m. Pacific time is what we're going to aim for.
Sounds good.
Over on your channel, right?
Yeah, I'll figure out a good topic between now and then. Maybe we'll talk budget filaments, if I can figure out how to get my budget filament working. That'd be a good one, actually.
So I saw today that AMZ 3D started doing a PETG here in America. They've never had it in America before. It's always been in Canada or the other countries. They actually, I saw they have it on the Amazon here in America, so I'm going to get a roll of that soon. I can't wait to give that a shot.
Did they make any in 3mm?
No, only 1.75.
Dang it.
Bobot says the materialists. Okay, guys, thank you for joining. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Later.